2018 Boston University School of Education Convocation Ceremony. Congratulations, graduates. This is an especially notable convocation because we are also celebrating SED's centennial this year. So as you may have noticed as the graduates enter the room, they are wearing blue cords and two colored tassels today, and that is to commemorate our centennial. So thank you so much to all of you for being here and celebrating. Now, there is a small elephant in the room, and I feel like I should address it right now. The royal wedding was this morning. And I feel like some of you might be comparing the two ceremonies in your heads. Now, Prince Harry's wedding was indeed beautiful. The choir, the horse-drawn carriage, the hats. But I'm going to make a promise to all of you right now, and listen to me closely. This convocation ceremony will be better than Prince Harry's wedding. The royal wedding did not have all of the SED faculty dressed up and ready to celebrate you. The royal wedding did not put all of you, the SED class of 2018, in one room with the people you love the most. And then they have cameras and stuff, and they're going to give you a lot of hugs. And you know what? The royal wedding had one horse-drawn carriage with 4 horses pulling it. We have thousands of taxis and Ubers and Lyfts that probably total 5 million horsepower. So they have 4 horses, and we have 5 million. And the hats. I'm so sick of hearing about the hats, guys. Oh, it's to the left, it's to the right, there's a flower. Come on. University faculty invented the fascinator. And the most important point of all, at the end of a royal wedding, to my knowledge, you don't leave with a college degree. You will leave with a college degree at the end of this convocation ceremony. The Dean of BU's School of Education, Dr. Kathy O'Connor.
Okay, welcome to all. And congratulations on your accomplishment, either earning a degree or providing support to the person earning the degree. In most cases, graduating with a degree is a group accomplishment. You, your family, your teachers, and your friends. It takes persistence and encouragement and the support of many, many people. You are the 99th class to earn a degree from the School of Education, and you will be the last class to earn a degree from SED, the BU School of Education. As you know, next year at this time, we'll be graduating the first class from BU's Wheelock College of Education and Human Development, the first school at BU to be named after a woman, Lucy Wheelock. Keeping all the great people and programs that we already have, and we'll be adding more. And we want you to continue to be a part of us. So I've had the honor of being the interim dean for this year, and I'll be stepping down on June 1st. So one of my final tasks is to make some brief remarks before introducing our commencement speaker. Now, I believe that we learn from our students. So I was talking to a graduating senior recently who's a very astute person, and I asked her, what do you think I should talk about? The student told me 3 things to talk about, and each of them led me to reflect on the difficult and turbulent times in which we are now living. First, she gave me a question. She said, you should talk about, is this worth it? Is the cost of a college degree worth it? So it turns out this is a very complicated question. Superficially, it looks like it is worth it. When you look at the average income of a college degree in future years, comparing people with a high school degree and people with a college degree, but it turns out to be more complicated than that. 2 days ago, after I talked to her, in the New York Times, a BU professor of journalism published an op-ed article about exactly this. She said that getting a college degree does generally correlate with getting jobs and making more money. But if you look closer, the impact of having a college degree depends in part on race, ethnicity, and social class. So there is no straightforward, simple answer. But for this moment, let's just look at education-related fields. In those fields, there's often a shortage of people. In Boston Public Schools, the average salary is $90,000. Now, that's not the starting salary, but it's the average salary. And our undergrads are generally in fields where there is high demand. So for our 99th class of seniors, this likely was a good investment. You are needed. And we'll come back to this, how you are needed. So here's the second topic this student gave me. She said, tell them we're not just one thing. We're not just math teachers or kindergarten teachers. We're well-rounded. We've all learned about a lot of things. And that is true. For the families and friends sitting here, your graduate has learned about a lot of things. And this is true for not just the undergraduates, it's true for all of our graduates here. Let's be clear, the graduates in this room encompass a huge range of professional roles. There are teachers who will be teaching people from preschool through college, through adult settings. There are coaches who will be working with college athletes, professional athletes, children in elementary school, and young people in community organizations. There are counselors who will be working in schools and in clinics and in community settings. There are principals and superintendents who will be working in public, private, and charter schools. There are higher ed professionals who will be working in colleges and universities across the country. And there are people who will be conducting research in these and other settings. And none of them are narrow learners. All of them have learned more than just the contents of their target field. Perhaps the most important is this. Our faculty strive to give our students experiences that develop what we might call their critical consciousness. Their ability to understand our historical and social situation and the way that oppression and discrimination and inequalities of various kinds are embedded in day-to-day life in this country. And I'll come back to this. This various students' third suggestion was also complicated. She said I should also tell this audience that all of the graduates in SED are service-oriented. In other words, their inspiration is to help others, which is a wonderful thing. But it turns out that helping others is a very complicated business. Many of us have experienced people trying to help us in one way or another and feeling diminished by that help, not empowered. As the recipient, we might end up feeling shamed or devalued or underestimated by the one who is wanting to help. So for our graduates, it's extremely important to bring your critical consciousness to bear on this question of service. What are the skillful means by which we can offer useful and empowering assistance to people we encounter in our professional lives? How can we work to create sustaining opportunities for those who routinely experience discrimination and oppression in our schools and our society? This requires critical thinking and critical consciousness. And these go beyond the narrow contents of any field or any degree program. These are the tools that are needed to create different kinds of opportunities for people to thrive. And all of you in our centennial graduating class will have opportunities to do this. The teachers, the counselors, the coaches, the administrators, and the researchers. One student said to me, disrupting systems of oppression sounds very out of my league, but there are many ways to do this across multiple scales, including moment to moment, in teaching, in coaching, in counseling, in administration. For example, the way a teacher constructs a single turn in a conversation with a student in a classroom discussion can change that student's sense of autonomy and competence and connectedness. And this is the work that we know you are now ready to do. You can go beyond the limited view of helping others that provides Band-Aids, often in the wrong place for the wrong problem. You can look more deeply into the real situation and try to do something that will empower your students or clients or colleagues. Toni Morrison said it this way: I tell my students, when you get these jobs that you have been so brilliantly trained for, just remember that your real job is that if you are free, you need to free somebody else. If you have some power, then your job is to empower somebody else. This is not just a grab bag candy game. So, with many thanks to the graduating senior who had this conversation with me, I would now like to turn to introducing our commencement speaker, Dr. Naila Suad Nasir. We are incredibly fortunate to have Dr. Nasir as our speaker. She's a very accomplished scholar and an important figure in the world of education and education research. Currently, Dr. Nasir is the 6th president of the Spencer Foundation, which for over 5 decades has been driven by the belief that research consequentially contributes to improvement in education. While she was a faculty member at the University of California, Berkeley from 2008 to 2017, Dr. Nasir was selected as the 2nd UC Berkeley Vice Chancellor for Equity and Inclusion in 2015. Dr. Nasir was a member of the faculty in the School of Education at Stanford University from 2000 to 2008, where she received the Sinclair Drake Teaching Award in 2007. She earned her PhD in educational psychology at UCLA in 2000. She is the author of numerous scholarly articles and the book entitled Racialized Identities, Race and Achievement for African American Youth. Dr. Nasir's research examines the racialized and cultural nature of learning and schooling. She is interested in the intertwining of learning and identity with social, cultural, and political contexts, especially in connection with inequity in educational opportunities and outcomes. As educators, researchers, and policymakers, we are very fortunate to have Dr. Nasir's leadership in envisioning, in her words, what is needed in education right now in these turbulent times. Quote, I am deeply grateful that she has agreed to join us and speak with us. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Naila Nasir.